Why? Why? Why did you have to not exist and be unfinished? I mean, you're Shada. You're with Tom Baker. It's fucking Tom Baker. Why? And Douglas Adams, the writer of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and he also wrote City of Death. And yet you don't have Shada. Why? Why? If only there was some. Yes. Of course. I remember now. That's it. Hello, I'm Val Smith, and today I'm reviewing Shada, the novelization. It's an adaptation, but it's an adaptation of Gareth Roberts. Gareth Roberts adapted it from the Douglas Adams Lost Adventure for Doctor Who. That's actually a very good adaptation. I mean, the story's logically written, very well done, brilliantly crafted and characterized and so forth. There's a few nitpicks, though, I just want to give to Gareth Roberts. First off, in Chapter 3, the point is for, about maybe 3 pages approximately in Chapter 3, you have a long flashback that's really unnecessary. You could have just started off with the whole punting in the river, but instead you go on and on and on about what happened before, which we've all seen in this show if you've actually seen the show. And believe me, no one's going to pick up this book Shada unless they actually know about the show. So, yeah. And, that's a little irritating. A couple other little nitpicks was, they didn't need to reference that the TARDIS was able to let you communicate with any language, because that was just not necessary. And, it really wasn't. I mean, the second time it was referenced, I admit it did a good job for the story, but the first time wasn't needed. It's just basic 101 in Doctor Who. I mean, I understand if you're starting new, you want to know all these things, but when you already know all these things, you don't need to know all these things again. As long as you remember the first time, so, I don't know. Other than that, there's just this one little weird conversation between Claire and Romana that's way too, weird. Well, let me explain. It's too much like a lot of the new series times. Whenever the new series, they have the girls talking about their boyfriends, and the Doctor is sort of considered something like that. But at least in this case, they do reference that Romana and the Doctor are just good friends. That would be really neat to see Romana having a sort of intervention with all the terrible companions we've had recently, saying you shouldn't be romantically involved with the Doctor. That'd be really entertaining. Of course, all those fangirls would extremely hate me and want to kill me, but that's okay. Anyways, back to the book. Other than those few little nitpicks, the rest of the book is brilliantly and faithfully adapted. The author did a really good job with it. Everything made clear sense. Everything was illustrated perfectly and fine. The only thing I question is, can Keenan really be possessed by a mind possession thing? Because it happened in the book. I'm like, I don't know if that's plausible. But, that's the only far stretch, and that's better than having some ridiculous Deus Ex Machina or just lost plot twists, so I let it slide. The rest of it, outstanding. It's faithful, especially Tom Baker's era. It really did a good job. Oh, check it out. Ancient Gallifreyan there. Look at that ancient Gallifreyan. Epic. Here's what it says in English. This is figure 1. These words are carved into the ancient machine plinth upon which rests the worshipful and ancient law of Gallifrey, one of the great artifacts of the Rassilon era. They are here reproduced by kind permission of the curator of Pantheacon Archives, the capital of Gallifrey. Translated from the Old High Gallifreyan, they read, roughly, "If this book should care to roam, box its ears and send it home." You know, there's a lot of great... Yeah, I'm gonna read this a little bit to you. It's so nostalgic to the story. The doctor stood at the end of the punt, punctuating each stroke of the pull with the name of one of the great Cambridge alumni. Wordsworth, Rutherford, Christopher Smart, Andrew Marvell, Judge Jeffreys, Owen Chadwick. Romana frowned. The name hadn't been on her tablet. Who? Owen Chadwick, the doctor repeated emphatically. Some of the greatest thinkers in Earth's history have labored here, he went on. Newton. Romana nodded. She knew Newton. For every action, there was an equal and opposite reaction, she quoted. The doctor gave the pull a particular hard shove through a muddy patch, and the punt shot forward as if to illustrate the truth of these words. So Newton invented punting? Asked Romana. Do you know, I wouldn't be at all surprised if he had, said the doctor airily. Like all great thinkers, he encapsulized the simplest things. There are no limits to old Isaac's genius. Romana smiled as the little boat passed under the bridge, the shadows of the willows on the bank casting crisscross patterns on the stone. Isn't it wonderful, she mused, that something so primitive can be so, she searched for the right word, restful, the doctor suggested, shoving down again and causing the punt to wobble alarmingly. Romana found the word, simple. You just push in one direction and the boat moves in the other. They emerged from under the bridge and Romana gazed at another grand college building beyond the trees, now lying the riverbank. I love the spring, she said. All the leaves, the colors. It's October, said the doctor, a little shamefaced. Romana blinked in surprise. I thought you said we'd be arriving in May week. I did, said the doctor. May week is in June. I'm confused, said Romana. So was the TARDIS, admitted the doctor. All in all, great story. I would tell you how it ends, but it'd spoil the ending. But it's just a really good book, and you know, you should really pick it up and read it. It's awesome. So yeah, there you have it.